Are you in favor of eliminating Palestinians from the country of Israel?
Palestinians from the country of Israel? No.
Yeah. No. So
Pretty sure
what
they
do you
live
think
in
is
Israel,
with all the research you've done, since you're so, you know, well read on this topic, what do you think the solution would maybe be in a situation like this?
There has to be some sort of probably two-state solution with the United States mediating, where every other Arab country comes to the table and agrees with Israel.
Why would the United States mediate? Question.
Because Israel can't be the only person on their side of that conversation. And it probably needs
Why not some other country other than the U.S.? Why?
Who else is going to mediate that?
That's my thing with the 2006 election as well. Is
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. Wait.
The U.S.
Who else?
meddling so deeply into these affairs?
What? Because the U.S. saved the world in World War II and became the de facto head of NATO, like the most arguably important military alliance that existed in all the history of the world, and has been essentially like the leader of the free world in terms of ensuring like territorial integrity and sometimes doing fucked up shit in other countries in the world. That's why. Whether it's fair or not, I don't know, but that's the history. Yes. So who else would take point on figuring, and also, because no offense, but based on the very limited understanding of history I have, Britain sucks at doing foreign affairs, okay?
I feel like that would just feel like further occupation for the Palestinians, who are already probably being pushed to more extremist viewpoints on this situation.
So it seems,
the U.S. has directly meddled in to the conflict becoming what it is today.
Okay, so if not the U.S. taking point on those negotiations, who should?
Probably not like Britain. Honestly, I don't think any like Western, European, majority white ruled country would go over well with.
Don't know what race has to do with this, but tell me who should then?
Not Netanyahu and not Biden. I don't think that's gonna.
So you have no answers. Okay, so very convenient then that no Western leader can take place.
But why do you think it should be the Western? Why do you think it should be the U.S.?
Because Israel needs somebody that's.
The U.S. is the great.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted me to answer the question.
We're so popular.
Because Israel probably feels like they want somebody on their side that can advocate for their security interests, and the United States would obviously be willing to do that. But if you think not the U.S., then give me another country. I'll wait. Tell me a country.
So do you think that the U.S. or Israel would be okay if, say, like, instead of the U.S. being the one, maybe it's like, I don't know, Iraq or Iran or Egypt or someone else? I think they would be maybe like, oh no, we don't like this. We want the people who are on our side to be the mediators.
Iraq and Iran and Egypt probably wouldn't be good people to be intermediaries for this agreement, because all three of those countries have gone to war trying to eliminate Israel at least 4 times. So no, it probably wouldn't be good if they took point on those negotiations. Israel rightfully probably wouldn't be comfortable with them taking point on those negotiations. Apparently, the Holocaust survivor guy that you listened to talk to about this issue so much neglected to mention that. So no, those 3 countries especially would be the worst.
The thing is, Destiny, there are clearly things that you are uninformed about.
I understand. Tell me. Yes, tell me. What am I uninformed? So give me a country. Give me one country. Give me a country then. Give me a country.
If you want to be more informed on this, if you want to be more informed on this, I suggest you yell at people less and inform yourself more. Listen to what Gabor Mate has to say. Listen to other people who are more directly involved in this than you and the people in your Discord.
Yes, for the past 4 days, all I've been doing nonstop is reading about this. That's all I've been doing.
But you told me that you didn't want to directly talk to people who are involved in the conflict. I honestly think maybe it's time you start doing that.
How about I get current on the history? Then once I feel like I've got a good skeleton to the history, then I'll probably start talking to people that are involved in it.
Why not both at the same time?
Because I don't want a biased retelling of what's happening in the region.
It seems like you're already biased whether you like it or not.
I'm sorry, but if history is biasing me against the Palestinians, that's their fault, not mine, okay? I'm just trying to do the driest reading of history possible. I haven't had any of the 50 billion Jewish or Israeli or IDF people come onto my stream and talk to me, despite tons of them emailing me I want to, and I've said as much to people in my chat. I don't want Israelis coming on my Discord to tell me what they think about the conflict. I don't care. All I'm doing is reading through literally Wikipedia to get up to date on the history of the region. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going to have people trying to bias me one way or another.
Anything other than Wikipedia? Are there any books you're reading right now on it?
If I feel like I need to flesh out my information more on this particular topic, then I might pick up a book on it if I need to. I don't know if I need to right now. Right now, 99% of the people that tell you to pick up a book and read about this haven't actually. Like you haven't read a single thing on this.
No, that's
you
not
don't
true.
know anything.
I'm actually reading on it right now.
I'm telling you, listen to me.
I've been reading on it, which is actually why Gabor Mate stuck out to me so much, is because once I started hearing about the Palestinian conflict years ago, what he had to say actually reigned very, like, like he feels like the most authentic voice I've actually listened to
Listen,
about
that's
this, who's
great.
not trying to spread
That's
propaganda.
really good. If you want me to recommend you some good historians on this,
he recommends
stop.
really good
If
books
you want
that
me
you
to
should probably check
recommend you
out.
some good historians on this, I can. Because believe it or not, there's actually a whole new era. They're called the new Israeli historians who actually do write about this type of stuff and have critically challenged older Zionist
New
narratives.
Israeli historians.
Yes,
Okay, so anyone other than the Israeli perspective.
you don't
Have
even
read
know what you're
anything other than
talking
that?
about. You're so stupid. You're so clueless. You have no idea what you're talking about. This is like whatever historian you brought up. I've never even heard them referenced in regards to maybe they do write
They're not a
authoritatively.
historian.
Then why would I give a fuck about what they have to
So
say?
you only give a fuck about people if they're historians?
When we're writing about history? Yeah, I'm trying to listen to historians. What do you mean?
What about people who have lived through history?
Those
I
would-
think their
people that
experience
have-
also
no,
matters. A
it
lot of
doesn't.
people who
No, it
are
doesn't.
historians.
No, it
hey,
doesn't. I'm
Destiny,
sorry, but it
I've
doesn't.
listened
I'm
to
sorry.
some historians. A lot of people who are historians, you'll actually see them interview people who lived through history.
True.
Isn't that crazy?
That's true. But that's like saying, I'm going to figure out if this drug works by talking to one person in the trial instead of seeing what the ultimate result of the
no
study
one's
was.
telling you to just talk to one person.
You're
I'm
telling
saying
me to
this
talk to
person
individuals.
is a good person you should listen to.
Okay, this is a good triggering. Okay, I've been psyoped. I understand. That's great. I know for a fact that
Why is everything
you
a
haven't
psyop,
because
dude?
you haven't read a single thing.
The world's against you.
You
huh? That
haven't
sounds like a
read.
BPD
You have
strat.
not read a single thing on this entire
Yes,
conflict.
I have. Yes, I have. What have you read other than Wikipedia, Destiny? Articles in Wikipedia, is that it?
The fact.
Any books?
Listen, you can make fun of
Any
Wikipedia
books?
all you want, but
I'm not making fun of it because in Wikipedia in the
Mm-hmm.
2006 election, they directly state that the U.S. meddled into the election and that they were okay with pushing the election from 2005 till 2006 if it meant that they engaged in a little bit of,
Gotcha.
voter
Yep.
suppression. They directly
Cool.
admit to that in
That
the
is a
Wikipedia article
claim
about
that
the
has been made.
2006 election.
Okay, Cap. So then here's a
So is
question.
Wikipedia
Sure.
false?
Here's a
Because
question.
you're using
Yeah.
Wikipedia
Here's
as a research tool?
okay, true. Here's a question. Shut me down. Why was it really silly to suggest that Iran would be the one to mediate a conversation between Palestine and Israel?
I wasn't making that as a meaningful suggestion. I was
Oh.
throwing things out there that might be more biased towards the other party because you were suggesting the U.S., who is obviously very biased towards Israel.
Why do you think I would suggest?
So why not Sweden or Switzerland or some other country?
Because I don't know what Sweden or Switzerland's like stake or activity or involvement in this region even is.
So as you're saying, Iraq, Iran, Egypt, those countries maybe have a stake in this. U.S. maybe has a stake in this. So, but all
When
of
you
those
say
are
maybe
biased
has a,
towards one side.
when you
or
say
the other.
maybe has a stake in this, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by you saying that?
I know because I've read a lot on this topic. I don't think you've read anything on this topic. Why would you say
Yes,
that?
I have read things on this topic, but that's what I'm saying,
Okay, then
and that's
tell me
actually
a little
why
bit
I
of-
use those
talk
as
to
an
me.
example
Sure.
to tell you what that bias
Gotcha.
might look
Okay,
like.
then you know what?
That one biased party, one way or the
Gotcha.
other.
True. I
probably
agree.
isn't gonna be
Okay,
good.
hold on. I agree. I have issues.
okay.
Can you just like fill me in a little bit about like tell me a little bit about the region? I just want to hear a little bit because I'm lacking the education. I'm super biased. Give me an like.
I'm not claiming myself as a historian.
No,
or
I didn't
an
say you're a historian,
educator.
but just like roughly speaking, walk me through a couple of the major Israeli-Palestinian wars. Walk me through what was going on around like 1947, 1948. Talk to me about Mandate Palestine. Talk to me about like Egypt. Talk to me about anything in this region. Just give me a
what
little bit
about
of
those
information.
things do you want to talk about?
Literally
Because I have-
anything.
I
Just
have
like
actually
start.
researched
Yeah,
those
just give me a
things.
little bit of information. I'm just curious. Just talk to me a little bit about it. Go ahead. Yeah.
What about it?
Anything. Just talk to me about
You
it.
talk to me a little about it, because it seems like you're the one who's posturing yourself with an ego as if you're knowing more, but I'm recommending you even more information that you could learn to expand that viewpoint you have on the situation even further.
Okay,
but
sure.
You're just feeling like degrading me and putting me down
True.
for what I'm
Okay.
recommending.
Talk to me a little bit about Jordan's relationship with Israel, like the 1948. Talk to me about a little bit about that.
What would you like to talk about with that?
Anything. I don't know. How do they feel about him?
Okay, so you're asking me, how does Jordan feel about Israel in 1948?
Yeah.
Okay, well, weren't they mandated Israel in 1947, just the year before that?
What was that? Was it in 1947 that Israel was mandated?
I believe it was. I could be getting that wrong.
Yeah.
So I understand, like, if that's what happened the year after, I understand they probably would not be happy with that. And Jordan consistently followed an anti-Zionist policy. Yeah, it seems like they're not okay with them claiming that territory as theirs.
Okay.
So what about that do you want to talk about?
That was good enough for me. honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not completely stupid. I know that you're used to just calling people that, but I actually do really deeply care about what's going on in the world, and I do want to be as informed as possible. So if there's something that I don't know, I would love to hear it. But I also just feel like it's discrediting your argument to put people down, call them a retard, tell them themselves, and to discredit Gabor Mate's perspective on this conflict because he was only 5 months old when he experienced something as tragic as the Holocaust.
Gotcha. Okay. I was actually partially memeing. There was never a mandate for Israel in 47 or 48. Israel declared independence and fought for their borders that aren't even official. So that statement was retarded. Jordan's relationship with Israel is also not very good, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can say relating to it. Not necessarily about anti-Zionism. I'm not even sure how crazy anti-Zionist the original Jordan was, but it was just, I'm just curious because I know you know nothing about it. I just want you to know that I know that you know nothing about it, and that's good enough for me. So I'm glad to hear you talk about it for a little bit.
You shrugged off your ego and you came 15 times.
True,
Congrats,
I
Destiny.
did. Absolutely. 15 times. Anything else you got for us, or am I good?